Hey everybody, it's Ryan Bailey, content specialist with Houghton Mifflin Harcourt, coming to you from Chicago, Illinois, and hoping wherever you are in the world that you're healthy and safe. So we've been talking a bit in this video series about equity in education and increasing our capacity to build equitable classrooms and equitable spaces within our school communities. To do that, we, in our last video, outlined a framework essentially called the Antibias Goals for educators. There are 4 of those goals, and over the next few videos, we're going to dig into each one of them a bit more deeply. So our mission today is to take a look at goal number 1. So without any further ado, let's dig into that goal.
If you remember, the 4 anti-bias goals are identity, diversity, justice, and activism. Today, we're going to dig into the foundational goal of identity. This goal is crucial to the work of building a more equitable classroom and school community. So when we talk about identity, let's look at this from the teacher and the student perspective. As teachers, we want to nurture each child's construction of knowledgeable, confident, individual, personal, and social identities, so that students can demonstrate self-awareness, confidence, family pride, and positive social identities. Notice, I've underlined the words social identities. I think in schools, we often exclusively focus on affirming a student's individual identity, but we may not be paying enough attention to the varying social identities to which our students belong. What we mean when we talk about social identities is the various social groups that our students belong to. For example, some of the groups in which our students might find themselves might be their racial group, their gender, ethnicity, class or economic group, or religion. To build the foundation for the other anti-bias goals, we need students to not only have a strong perception of themselves as lone, solitary individuals, but also to have a strong affinity and love for the various groups to which they belong. Now, the key here is to help students have good feelings about themselves and their various social identities without the need to feel superior to other groups and identities. This is where teachers and other adults play a crucial role. If students can view themselves and their groups positively, and those feelings are not predicated on other groups being below them, we then have a foundation upon which we can launch into the other goals and begin to create more equitable classroom spaces.
All right, so if we think about putting goal number 1 into practice, there's obviously a variety of different ways that we could take this in a classroom. We could think about how the classroom is organized, our procedures, the structure of our courses, as well as the content that our students experience. So I'm a literature teacher, as you all know if you've seen any of my other videos. So for me, this is a very powerful place, the content, the stories that my students are reading, for me to elevate goal number 1. So are my students seeing themselves, their individual identities as well as their social identities in the stories that I'm having my students read? And if not, what am I doing to increase my classroom library so that I can make that option available for them? As we will see down the road, if we can get goal number 1 right and really help our students develop that strong sense of self and strong sense of identity, it's going to make building on these other goals so much easier. We'd love to hear from you, particularly if you're in another subject area. What are you doing in your classrooms to help students really connect to that strong sense of identity? Use the comments down below to drop a comment on this video and let us know what you're doing or if you have any further questions or observations. And we'll come back with another video on goal number 2 very shortly. Looking forward to talking with you, and thanks so much for your time and for the conversation.